The Bitcoin bottom is in, and I have facts to prove it. Okay. Exhibit A. Pull up my laptop. That's a meme. Exhibit A. The Bitcoin difficulty ribbon. Okay. So let's go through this. Okay. Spend the next 5 minutes with me. And after that, if you don't believe the bottom is in, then I don't know what to tell you. If we take these fractals, okay, if we take the run up, this is in 2011. We take the run up to the bottom and we take a closer look. You can see when we're reaching a top, and these are all moving averages, by the way, we're reaching a top, these lines expand. And then once we see essentially one thick line, as layman's terms as I can put it, the bottom has been in. Okay. That's back in 2011, 2012. Let's look at the 2014, 2015 market. That's going to be right here. So let's do run up to bottom. Okay. Run up to the top in 2013 all the way through 2014. And what do you see here when we bottom? Okay. And it's not 100% precise to the day, but just look at how tight those lines are. And we bottomed. Okay. Let's go back to the most recent bear market, which is going to be 2017 through the bottom of 2018, 2019. Again, expanded lines as we reach a top and as we reach a bottom. You can see here, if I zoom back out again and I zoom in just to the bottom part right here, essentially one line, and that's been a bottom. And so let's take it to where we're at now. And if we just take this entire fractal here, you can see we made a top here that, well, it was a local top right around 62,000. And then we came back down, the band's constricted, and we went back up and we made our all-time high at 69,000. And I want you to look at where we are with the bands now. If that is not one solid line, I don't know what is. And history tells us when this happens, a bottom is in. Okay, number one. Number two, the Bitcoin Pi cycle. Okay, now this typically shows us where a top is. But I decided to reverse engineer it. So this is essentially two moving averages, a 111-day moving average and a 700-day moving average. Whenever the teal line converges with the purple line, we get a top. Well, I figure, well, what's the opposite? How do we figure out a bottom? Same thing. I found that a deviation of 3 from the teal and the purple line has signified a bottom. Okay, let's take a look here. Back in, this was back in 2014. You do the math. You take 870 divided by 295. That gives you about 3.1. You look here, the bottom here, back in 2019, same thing. And I want to just do this. I want to do the math here, okay? 82,536, 27,116. 82,536 divided by 27,116 divided by 27,116. You get the deviation of 3.04. Now, again, you have heard multiple people talk about this Pi cycle top indicator. I've reversed engineered it to find a bottom, and this has been spot on every single time. Every single time. That's exhibit number 2. Exhibit number 3, the HODL waves. This measures movement of Bitcoin, okay? Movement of the coins. This is your 10-year, 7 to 10 year, 5 to 7, 3 to 5, so on and so forth. I'm going to isolate the 10-year. And as this area expands, that means more and more, there's more people, more addresses that have held Bitcoin for at least 10 years.
Or lost it 10 years ago. Yeah.
Has not moved in 10 years. 7 to 10 year. It has shrunk a little bit, but go to the 3 to 5 year. Look at that. 3 to 5 years. People who bought Bitcoin 3 to 5 years ago, more people are keeping it in their wallets. They're not moving it. So HODL waves, good sign. And you can kind of see this. By the way, I'm using Glassnode for all of this. If you guys are metrics people, you can feel free to use it. Now, the last thing I want to do is look at price action. And I went back to 2014, so the last 3 bear markets, and I just decided to measure the percentage move from the top to the bottom and how long. So back in 2014, we saw a 84% drawdown from top to bottom and the bear market lasted about 462 days. We go back to 2017, 2018. You're looking at an 82% drawdown, so 2% less, and it lasted for 396 days, so 30 less days. Now, the idea is as Bitcoin gets more adoption, there's more buyers coming in at the bottom, so you don't get a as long a lasting bear market, and you shouldn't see as big of a move to the downside percentage-wise. If we look at this one here, you're looking at a 72% drawdown, and we're sitting right at 242 days. Now, there's one big reason in my belief that we see such a big gap between 396 days being in a bear market and 242 days. You had 3 arrows, Celsius, Voyager, 3 major catalysts. If I remove these drawings, and this is, by the way, this is the Bitcoin monthly chart. If you go through any bear market, okay, you'll have one big red month, and then you'll have some green, big red, green, big red, green, okay? We go back here, same thing, back in 2014. Red, green, red, red, red. And then look at what happened to us during this market cycle, okay? You had 3 massive red monthly candles, and these are measuring. The first candle measured what? 17%. The second candle measured from open to close, not even the wicks, 15%. And the last one, we had the giant one, 38% candle on the Bitcoin monthly chart. So the bear market was accelerated. Now everyone's like the cycles, 2 years, a year and a half. This time it's different. And I believe the whole recession narrative and BlackRock getting in, and the Bitcoin mining narrative is moving more towards the positive, and we're going to talk about that more as well during our talking points. Guys, everything I'm seeing, everything I just showed you, the sentiment, the fear and greed index, and my personal belief that a recession will be one of the best things the greatest thing to ever happen to Bitcoin, I believe, in my personal opinion, that the Bitcoin bottom is already in.